Now it's officially recording. I'm Yogi Chris, everybody, captain of IMC Nation, founder of Ninth Limb Yoga. We're streaming on multiple platforms. So if in this episode you hear me, talk to commenters or whatever, that's what I'm doing. I'm talking to all these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube we're streaming to. And we'll probably add more in the future as we explore multi-streams, streaming to multiple platforms from one device, a common device. Money Mondo trading. You'd like this talk. So he's on. So the strategy, mimicking other people and then ideas were suggested to me by other insiders from IMC Nation who are successful in their own industries about the social media growth. When I first came around, I was just a student. Then I began working with AZD. He asked me to populate my camps. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to focus on the teaching and, what he does. His lifestyle feeds the teaching. All the innovative things, the clips that you guys hear and hear what he says. I mean, maybe sometimes he gets pieces of information from books or some other teacher he's learned from in the past, but it's mostly innovative, just like cutting edge, never scripted, just what it is. And it's capturing from his mastermind meetings and lectures and whatever, sometimes his roundtable talks that you guys see when I stream, when we're out, in social venues, and clips will be taken from that. And why was I saying all that? Oh, so when it's his lifestyle that feeds that innovation. And I take the pressure off of him to do the business. I do the business. So he just focuses on the lifestyle and keeps yielding. He's yielding wise information wisdom that we can all use. And especially dealing with women in relationships. Because like I was telling a guy this morning, it's not that women are the focus. It's that women are the obstacle, because you won't maneuver through life free as a man. First of all, if you're miserable because you don't have a woman, or you're miserable because you're in a miserable relationship with a woman, or you're miserable because you're lying to your woman about your interest in other women or some of your activities on the down low or whatever, or you're going through the misery of coming clean to your woman and she's giving you hell about it and you're trying to break up with her or trying to move on, trying to evolve or whatever. You're struggling. And so you're distracted from your business and your family and your friends and things like that because of women. So there's the MGTOW movement, which I tagged in a lot of these videos, and MGTOW fails because they don't get women. You can go your own way, but alone with no women. That's one kind of MGTOW. Hold on, let me close out of a Telegram here, so we don't hear those beeps. So that's one kind of MGTOW movement. It's not very effective. Nobody's satisfied with that. We are also the men go your own way movement, but we're pulling women along with us. But not because I'm like dragging her by her hair or dragging her by a chain or whatever. It's actually, I'm going this way and I'm just so attractive. Maybe not to this woman, that woman, this woman, that woman, but I got my women. He has his women. He has his women. He has his women. And so as a group of men, we have a population, an army of women following us. And anybody that's been with, or very few people been with. First of all, if you've been with multiple women, but you're not anymore, then where did you fail? You might have been having sex with multiple women, but they weren't with you really. So any man who has multiple women knows that you've got a lot. Well, let's say you're dating two chicks and they both know about each other and everybody knows that you're dating both of them. And that's just what it is. Like, it's accepted. You probably know many more than just two women. To be able to have two women, you probably are talking to more than two women, or were talking to more than two women. And that's going to be if you have 8 women. You got a whole militia of women behind you. It's not just 8. You're not batting 1,000, 8 for 8. You know what I mean? So we're changing the world as a MGTOW movement, but not what they call MGTOW. Not what all the hashtag MGTOW. If you look up everybody that's hashtagged MGTOW, and they're not IMC Nation. They're not even close. They don't have game. Yeah. So as we dim the voice a little bit for, just a girlfriend walking through, check the comments here. Facebook. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so as he walks his girlfriend through, you dim a little bit, because why do I need to be yelling and shouting when that happens? Okay, so I became aware of, so I was handed the responsibility, given the hat, so to speak, of populate these camps so that he can just focus on the lifestyle that yields the wisdom and whatever. And that's fine, because as a student, I'm thinking the best way to to master this is to just walk the footsteps of the master. He had to build his business. I'll take over those responsibilities and build it for you because it's me also. So many of my yoga clients came through IMC and I'm making a commission off of it, which is probably why a lot of people don't even listen to me anymore. They tune me out because shit, I have self-interest at it. But whatever, dude. Like I would do it whether you pay commission or not. That's why I have the job because I did it when I was not making commission. It's not that. I have a stake in IMC Nation growing for sure. But in the long term, how long am I going to last if I'm just fooling people? If I don't produce the testimonies, if I don't, it's really about the testimonies. The guys that have been around for a year, 2 years, 10 years. For example, 26 grown men, over 21, many of them in their 30s, some of them in their 40s. Many men, 26, have moved across state lines in the last 2 months. Before that, it was many men had moved across state lines because we had 7 bases, guys living together, about 35 guys living together, IMC guys living together in these bases in different cities. Now, in the last 2 months, we've consolidated. So we have 5 or 6 houses in Las Vegas right now, 26 individuals living here. And they've all, except for one, moved across state lines to live here, to live the IMC Nation way. That's a testament. That's a testimony. Why would they be doing that? These are grown men with jobs. They had to change their jobs, inform their family, tell everybody, and then start living. A lot of guys, they like their privacy. They want to live as a lone wolf so they can get away with all their sloppy habits and feel comfortable and whatever, and do weird things and get women drunk. But if you're living with other guys, man, that'll look down upon unless they're doing it too. And if everybody's doing that, then you're going to fall apart and disintegrate. So we've been living together for 4 years. It's an innovation in the world. So it's not like the only place you would see it longer would be like monasteries and temples and churches and things like retreat centers where monks and spiritual people go and live together. Even in the military, they don't live together for years on end. It's just during training or when they're at war or something, that's what this is. But, socially, a lot of those military men don't get along. They don't have common philosophy outside of the war game. They have common war philosophy, very important and vital in masculinity, but that's not what this is. This is a war with the culture, but it's a war out of love for the culture. We want to bring people along. We want men to communicate better. We want you guys to have game because game means you'll have better relationships with your wives, with your daughters, with your parents, and then the world gets better. But we're not leaving our backyard to go and help the world over there. We're in our backyard, throwing a party, interacting great, and then people get attracted to it and we pull them in. But now we're on the world stage because there's only so many people in your local city. So we got to play the social media game where we put out the content, get discovered, hashtags and trending music and, attractive thumbnails and clickbait and all that stuff. Although I don't play the clickbait game because I don't want to deceive. And I think it's in the long run, it gives more headaches and frustrations. It'd be better to just have really congruent content and get the right audience. And then we do what we can to make it aesthetic and whatever. Yo, greetings from Frankfurt. What's up, Virus? What's up? From Frankfurt in the house. The Las Vegas over here. This is IMC headquarters that I'm streaming to you from. So the social media game of taking these clips and putting it out there, we're hacking it. We're hacking it with these titles that I put hashtag alpha male, hashtag social media growth or whatever. And that's grabbing attention, especially on YouTube. All of a sudden we've popped through on YouTube where we're getting hundreds and upwards of 1,000 views on live streams. And that's incredible. Now, I wanted to stream now because a lot of times we stream when we go out. And those are the most exciting times because you get AZD. That's what I know everybody's here for AZD. What's your blog about? It's about AZD. There, you got me right as I was talking about it. AZD and IMC Nation. AZD is this guy behind me, founder of IMC Nation. You can look up hashtag IMC Nation everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, a little bit on Facebook, but we don't use Facebook too much because, well, we're using it more now. And that's a movement of men. There are women, more women than men actually, but they follow the men. They follow their man. A lot of them follow AZD. That's the man for them. But then many follow their man. And so we're changing the men and the women and then the children and everything. Like we have a martial arts center teaching kids and whatever. And it's built around integrated philosophies of life that came to be noticed on the world stage because of the women. That the multiple relationships, the most beautiful women, the confidence in speaking about women in relationships, which requires a certain confidence of money and business and spirituality and government and knowing a lot about a lot. To be this in control of your life and in multiple relationships and of those relationships, you got to know a lot about a lot and know that you don't know, but you speak with certainty and you have certain information that helps you move through life fluidly, confidently. And other men, I mean, it comes from different lineages of thinking, like the pickup arts, specifically mystery method, but also many other lineages in the pickup arts. It comes from hypnotherapy and all of the lineages of linguistics and NLP and hypnosis and all of that. It comes from ancient esoteric Eastern philosophy, Tantra and Taoism and yoga and different martial arts and all, like, real deep in that philosophy and mythology and stories and whatever. I mean, it probably comes from some other things also. It comes from just a modern understanding, new age spirituality and linguistics and all kinds of esoteric and occult things that I can't even name right now because it would put you off. Like, why are you even naming that? That's all come together through a messenger named AZD, Arashapar Bazar. He founded IMC Nation. It was a martial arts academy, later became that and a women's fitness academy and an online hashtag IMC Nation, Team IMC, like that became a movement that was based in San Jose, California. But then people around the world were picking up on the information. AZD would just lecture on YouTube, and it's like, wow, wow, wow. The guy had so much truth on relationships and women that just by listening, you got better. You got better with women. You got better in your relationships. You got better at communication just through a video. You were like, oh, shit, this is good. And then he would have an online program to sign up for. He kind of innovated that. I don't know anybody that had an online members program to show up to lecture and learn before him. That was like, around 2012, 2013 or so. I mean, it wasn't so popular like now that everybody has a 6-week transformation program. That's not even his program. His program is ongoing because he is ongoing evolving. That's what happens when you have 7 girlfriends and you live with, and you're teaching game to guys all day long, every day. Like, you just innovate. The guy is innovating. This guy behind me in the picture. And okay, so I'm getting you that reality on it. So I discovered him through YouTube years ago and, bought some programs, bought some memberships. I was like, wow, 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 kept leveling me up. I started a whole yoga brand and a thriving yoga business. So much was based on just what he was teaching that people in the yoga community wouldn't know. It was based on my great yoga skill and then my communication and mindset and esoteric knowledge I knew from just AZD lectures. That's what it was. So I made money off of spending money. I would invest in the teachings and then I would turn around and make money off the teaching. And that's the way to do it. That's what I was always telling people, like, that find it difficult to attend boot camps or advanced trainings or whatever. Bro, what are you doing to make money? You got to be using this information to make more money. That's how you afford the trainings. And that's a step in my journey that made it so that I have this post now, captain of IMC Nation, selling all the camps and charge all the camps, whatever. So Calipack. Calipac's on the Zoom right now. So you're getting the story, Calipack. Okay, so I was handed the hat. I was given the hat, like, grow IMC Nation. Make people attend my camps. But I wasn't provided a list of people. And I slowly was given some references, like, study this guy for sales, or, maybe here's a person you could talk to or something like that. Like, but I wasn't handed like a business with an instruction manual for how to run it. I was a student. I had attended everything. So I saw kind of from the student's perspective, what was the experience of learning like? And then I just took over Zoom and Google Drive and PayPal links, and then DMing everybody on Instagram, Facebook, and wherever. Hey, attend, a newsletter. That was the foundation of it. Send the email with lecture notes. I was attending all of AZD's lectures, and I had to somehow get the message to people how great these lectures were. But I wasn't a good enough messenger. I tried to podcast, and people would sign up through me talking to them, like you might now. Everybody can go to the link in the bio or the link in the description, sign up for AZD training right now. It's $97. Each lecture is 100 times better than what I'm saying right now. And you get a lot more of them. And being part of the group, man, the transformation's real. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't, so the best I could do, instead of just explaining it to people, would give them samples. Here's a recording of his lecture, or here's my notes from his lecture, which are still secondhand, but you can feel the potency. Oh, Calicut. You can feel the potency in AZD's lectures through my notes. They might not do it justice, but you get an idea like, wow, that's a really clever sentence. Like, oh, it totally just reframed something from my mind, just reading a sentence right there, you know? And so that was my free value. And I just kept giving it, just giving all my notes for all the lectures, but then noticing who's engaging with my email. And then I'd be DMing them. So that's how I grew the camps. And, at some point, with social media suppression and deleting and freezing, I had a YouTube account deleted. AZD had 2 or 3 Instagram accounts just frozen. I've had an Instagram account frozen. That we spend all this effort to grow and get the word out, and then the social media just takes it, which they can. It's their platform. We don't have a big enough following to create our own app that's going to be, growing following or whatever. We are creating an app, but it's just not. It's not like a social media app. It's a personal, private company app, corporate app, kind of for us. Internal use. And so I had to start taking control of the growth of this thing. I can't just rely on social media. Like, how am I going to find people? It's not just word of mouth, because it's a rare man that takes control of his dating destiny, that's going to learn pickup or social dynamics and get really good at game, because you're going to get hated on as a man. The world around you doesn't want you to know how to game, how to solicit attraction from a woman, just her genetics, like understanding her genetically and how to talk to her in a way that just makes her turn and face you, that makes her get wide-eyed, that makes her pussy get wet, that's making her get attracted to you. That's secret, guarded information. And even just to talk about it puts a yellow flag on all the videos. That's why I say it's so significant that we punch through. What's up, Caesar? Got to make that money. That's right. Use the sales training. Caesar's on the sales program right now. Well, that's why it's so significant. Our YouTube punched through the discovery algorithm because of our collaboration with some podcasters and because of my clever usage of hashtags in the titles, that it's working. What's up, man? TikTok, you're really showing a lot of love there. Right on, right on. Okay, everybody, you can comment. You can, drive the traffic, share this if it's useful. I'll go for another 10, 20 minutes. Check the chat over here. No chat. Facebook, you can also type a comment. I'll see it. You don't have to be all cloaked and hidden. It's okay. Even if you're a girl, let me know. Let me know you're my girl. Let me know. And if you're not my girl, then comment anyway. Let me know you're my girl. Okay. So I'm saying, I had to take control of this growth thing. How am I going to find people? So like I said, I came up with some ideas. I mimicked some other people, and then some insiders from IMC told me some ideas. So I started chopping up having these lectures chopped up and putting out the AZD clips just for growth. And recently we've had more explosion on TikTok, 10, 20, 30, 40,000 views on a few recent videos. And that's great. That's all discovery. These YouTubes are discovery. Most of the viewers on this, they're not subscribers to the channel yet. Feel free to subscribe, by the way. And I'm just a speaker. I'm Yogi Chris. I run the channel, but you're here for the AZD content. Like, look at the clips, watch those clips. And anyway, so where was I going with that? So I'm real excited about the growth. We have a staff. I'm about to meet with the social media staff. We have a donor who's able to fund the staff, so we get the best clips, the best editing. And I'm training these guys about tagging, about hooks, and starting the videos, so that it's not clickbait, but we got to make it so clickable that people just got to click it. You know what I mean? That's why I hashtag the title, #Alpha Tribe Communication. Guys, when we go out at night, you got to see these roundtable talks. That's the thing for people like Cali Pack and Sovereign Outlaw, who's on the Zoom right now. That's the thing to share with people. Yeah, you could share the shorts. Share it with people. Cali Pack's good about sharing it with people. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with all your pickup friends, Cali Pack. Why they can't, if you're learning pickup, but you're not learning from AZD, I don't know what is going through your head. Like, are you trying to be deceitful to your life, the people in your life? Are you trying to keep it on the down low? Do you actually believe in marriage and you're really just trying to get a slightly prettier girl that'll have sex with you and then propose to her? Like, what are those guys trying to do with their pickup? Because if you're trying to be a player and have multiple successful relationships, living like a fucking badass, with middle finger up to anybody that thinks they have anything to say about your life, there's nobody else to study. Look no further. So I don't know how somebody could listen to AZD, listen to his talk, be to his meeting, come to a camp even, and then turn and walk the other way. And it's not just, the thing is that for every one of them, there's 25 to 30 guys that are sticking it out. And so I'm really just talking to Cali Pack and the friends you bring. If I was you, that would raise a big eyebrow. What are you guys doing with your life? not even on the daily class. Like, sheesh. And they're trying to be your wingman. They got such weird manipulative philosophies. They're gonna backstab you, dude. Like, if they can't make it make sense. So anyway, I think the roundtable talks at night are the thing to share. And that's so exciting for me as a student, as a messenger and a salesman for this, a representative of it. And, just as somebody that likes to win, likes to see the social media explode and grow. Like, that's so exciting to see these roundtable talks punch through the algorithm. So many new discovered, like 10 to 20 new followers on TikTok each time we do it. And we're not doing it tonight, maybe not tomorrow, but pretty frequently here in Vegas, we find ourselves out at night around a nice table, get to class, or women will beat your ass. That's right. That's right. Beta males aren't in AZD's class. If you're not in AZD's class, you're beta for sure. And except for a few individuals. There's a few alphas out there, but even they could learn. So I like the growth. And these roundtable talks, when you see us, a bunch of, man, it's so rewarding. A bunch of aesthetic looking guys, looking tough, looking dapper in an aesthetic environment. I mean, it's a Las Vegas casino. So this is like creme de la creme of interior decorating and design and the music choice and the ambiance, the lighting, everything. I mean, it's made so that you don't want to leave, so that's our background. And then you hear us all talking, which is such a rare thing. I mean, you have to go to like a podcast, some famous podcast. You hear 2 or 3 guys talking around the microphone, and it's fake. It's phony, and it has its value. I mean, they make it aesthetic. It's great. I'm not saying don't watch that, but it's not real like you would find when you're out. Like, how are you going to get girls? How does listening to a guy's podcast help you get girls and live a better life? Like, we're showing you how the guys communicate amongst each other. And that's the roundtable talks. So it's so rewarding for me as the student and the messenger of this, a representative of it, to be able to give that out to you guys. And talking with the social media guys later on, I mean, they'll share more of my excitement about, the analytical side of me and the PhD, I have a PhD in engineering. The PhD side of me really likes breaking down. I never thought I'd be a social media marketer, but it likes breaking down the videos and chopping them at the beginning so it's at the right hook and putting the right sounds on it and really managing people, because I don't necessarily like doing that myself. I like thinking about it and measuring it and telling them what to do, but handing it off to someone else and managing people, as I was trained to do in my upbringing. And, a lot of engineers become great managers of people like that. That's so exciting. I think the exponential growth is just bound to happen. I'm a reasonable guy. You're a reasonable guy, right? It makes sense. Yeah, it does. So I'm about to end this, guys. Thank you for all your participation, and I'll see you on the next stream. Here, stay tuned. Mark your notifications on YouTube and TikTok and everywhere so that you see when we go live with these roundtables. And of course, DM me any questions about it. See you in the next one. Praise the Lord. Os.